The advantages of business failure.
And now, let's hear from business reporter Matt DiBardio on the surprising trend toward the acceptance of failure in some companies.
The business world has long rewarded success and punished failure. If a product doesn't sell, the company loses money, and those responsible may lose their jobs. This has meant that fewer people are willing to try something new. Remember a product called New Coke? Probably not, because it was a huge failure. But some companies are realizing that you have to fail to learn, and they're changing how they do things. Dr. Allison Baker, professor of business, says that being willing to fail is a valuable skill. Just ask a scientist.
Think about science. Scientists are happy when they fail because it teaches them something new. Well, business needs to be more like that. Let me give an example. Intuit is a software company that focuses on financial and tax programs. In 2005, their goal was to sell a product to young people that would help them file their taxes. So, they developed a marketing plan that used websites, music, and cool images and people. It failed. But they studied what went wrong and found out that young people don't like to go to websites that look too much like ads.
It's especially important for software companies to be willing to fail. Their entire business is based on being able to change and do the next big thing. That's what Intuit was trying to do with the tax program. Remember, though, that just as people are going to fail at some point, so are businesses. Allison Baker says the most successful businesses try to fail fast, learn from their mistakes, and move on.
Failing fast is something businesses can learn to do. That means if something isn't working, you figure that out quickly. The company that produces Gore-Tex is a good example of that. Gore-Tex is that waterproof fabric used for raincoats and outdoor gear. The company has special teams of employees who judge whether products are going to fail. These employees are trained to find problems early and then discontinue the products, and the company thanks them for it.
One downside to failing is the cost to the individual. While the company can often survive failure, the person responsible may lose their job. However, some companies are beginning to value the experience that comes with failing.
If companies need failure in order to learn and grow, then they need managers who know how to deal with failure. It used to be that if you failed in a big way, you lost your status in a company or even your job. That's no longer always the case. Take, for example, Virgin Airlines. Virgin wanted to design a new kind of seat for business class that would allow passengers to recline back so they could sleep comfortably. The man who led the project was Joe Ferry. However, tests showed that passengers didn't like his design. To make matters worse, British Airways developed much better seats that could actually lie flat, and Virgin lost out. But Virgin was smart enough to keep Joe Ferry. A few years later, he came up with a great design that really worked, and it has improved Virgin sales.
So it looks like one way to succeed in business is to recognize the advantages of failing. Hopefully, you are working for a company that does just that.